Did you hear the breaking news that just sent shockwaves through the Social Security community? Senator Bernie Sanders' landmark Social Security Enhancement Act has officially been signed into law. And what this means for millions of Americans receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and even VA benefits is absolutely groundbreaking. Are you ready to learn how this historic legislation will put an additional $2,500 per month directly into your bank account starting as early as next month? This isn't speculation or wishful thinking anymore, this is now federal law. And the implications for your monthly income are about to change everything you thought you knew about government benefits. Before we dive into the life-changing details of this new law, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because this channel will be your primary source for tracking every development as this $2,500 monthly payment program rolls out across the country. The Social Security Enhancement Act, which Senator Sanders has been championing for over 3 years, represents the most significant expansion of Social Security benefits since the program's inception in 1935. What makes this legislation so revolutionary is that it doesn't just provide a one-time payment or a small cost of living adjustment. Instead, it establishes a permanent monthly supplement of $2,500 that will be paid in addition to existing Social Security, SSI, and SSDI benefits for as long as recipients remain eligible for their primary benefits. The signing ceremony took place just 48 hours ago, and already the machinery of government is moving to implement what officials are calling the fastest benefit rollout in American history. The Social Security Administration has been preparing for this moment for months, working behind the scenes to upgrade their payment systems, coordinate with banking institutions, and establish the verification protocols needed to deliver these enhanced payments without any delays or complications. But here's what makes this $2,500 monthly payment particularly significant for different categories of recipients. For traditional Social Security retirement beneficiaries, this represents an immediate doubling or even tripling of monthly income for many recipients, transforming fixed incomes that have struggled to keep pace with inflation into financial resources that can actually provide dignity and security in retirement years. The legislation specifically recognizes that Social Security was never intended to be the sole source of retirement income, but economic realities have made it exactly that for millions of Americans. Are you currently receiving SSDI benefits and wondering how this new law affects your specific situation? The Sanders legislation includes special provisions for disability recipients that go beyond just the $2,500 monthly payment. SSDI recipients will not only receive the full $2,500 monthly enhancement, but they'll also benefit from streamlined medical review processes and expanded work incentive programs that allow recipients to earn additional income without jeopardizing their disability benefits or their new $2,500 monthly supplements. The inclusion of SSI recipients in this enhancement program addresses one of the most persistent inequities in the American social safety net. SSI recipients, who by definition are among the most financially vulnerable Americans, will see their monthly resources increase by $2,500, which for many represents a 300% or 400% increase in their monthly income. The legislation specifically structures these payments to avoid the asset and income limitations that typically restrict SSI recipients, meaning this $2,500 monthly payment won't affect your SSI eligibility or force you to spend down assets to remain qualified for benefits. What's generating enormous excitement among veterans is how this legislation extends enhanced payments to VA benefit recipients as well. Veterans receiving disability compensation, pension benefits, or other VA payments will be eligible for the $2,500 monthly supplement. Recognizing the unique sacrifices made by military service members and the ongoing financial challenges many veterans face, the coordination between the Social Security Administration and the Department of Veterans Affairs to implement these payments represents an unprecedented level of interagency cooperation. The direct deposit infrastructure that will deliver these $2,500 monthly payments has been completely redesigned to handle the massive increase in payment volume and dollar amounts. Banking institutions across the country have been working with federal regulators to ensure their systems can process these enhanced payments securely and efficiently. If you currently receive your Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits through direct deposit, your $2,500 monthly enhancement will automatically use the same banking information, appearing as a separate clearly identified transaction in your account. The timeline for implementing these enhanced payments is more aggressive than anything previously attempted by federal benefit programs. The first wave of $2,500 payments is scheduled to begin processing within 30 days of the bill signing, which means eligible recipients could see their enhanced payments as early as the last week of July 2025. The Social Security Administration has committed to having all eligible recipients receiving their enhanced payments by September 1, 2025, with most recipients seeing their first enhanced payment in August. But let's talk about the eligibility requirements, because this is where the Sanders legislation demonstrates its comprehensive approach to addressing income inequality among older Americans and disabled individuals. Any individual currently receiving Social Security retirement benefits, regardless of the amount of their monthly payment, is automatically eligible for the $2,500 monthly enhancement. There are no income tests, no asset limitations, and no additional paperwork required. If you're receiving Social Security, you'll receive the enhancement. The funding mechanism for these enhanced payments represents a fundamental shift in how America approaches Social Security financing. Rather than relying solely on payroll taxes, the Sanders legislation establishes what's being called the Social Security Enhancement Trust Fund, funded through a combination of increased taxes on high earners, financial transaction taxes, and reallocation of existing federal resources. This funding structure ensures that the $2,500 monthly enhancements are sustainable for the long term without creating any financial strain on the existing Social Security system. Are you someone who receives both Social Security and veterans benefits, or who might be eligible for multiple types of enhanced payments? The legislation includes specific provisions to prevent double dipping while ensuring that individuals who have contributed to multiple systems receive appropriate recognition for their varied contributions. In most cases, recipients eligible for enhanced payments from multiple sources will receive the highest single enhancement amount rather than multiple smaller payments. The economic impact of putting an additional $2,500 per month into the hands of millions of Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA recipients cannot be overstated. Economic analysts predict that this injection of spending power will generate significant economic activity, particularly in sectors that serve older Americans and individuals with disabilities. Healthcare, housing, transportation, and essential goods industries are all expected to see substantial increases in demand as enhanced payment recipients have more resources to address their needs. The technology infrastructure supporting these enhanced payments includes real-time tracking capabilities that will allow recipients to monitor their payment status through online portals and mobile applications. Recipients will be able to see exactly when their payment has been processed, when it's been transmitted to their bank, and receive confirmation when the deposit has been completed. This level of transparency eliminates the uncertainty that often accompanies changes to government benefit programs. What makes this legislation particularly remarkable is how it addresses the administrative burden that often accompanies new government programs. The Sanders bill specifically prohibits the Social Security Administration from requiring additional paperwork, interviews, or verification procedures for these enhanced payments. If you're eligible for the underlying Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefit, you're automatically eligible for the $2,500 monthly enhancement, with no additional steps required on your part. The security measures surrounding these enhanced payments have been designed with the recognition that larger payment amounts create additional risks for fraud and exploitation. Enhanced identity verification protocols, improved monitoring systems for unusual account activity, and strengthened partnerships with financial institutions all work together to ensure that these $2,500 monthly payments reach their intended recipients safely and securely. For recipients who may be concerned about the tax implications of receiving an additional $2,500 per month, the Sanders legislation includes specific tax provisions that treat these enhanced payments consistently with existing Social Security tax rules. If your current Social Security benefits are not subject to federal income tax, your enhanced payments will receive the same tax treatment. If you do pay taxes on your Social Security benefits, the enhanced payments will be subject to the same tax calculations as your regular benefits. The coordination required to implement enhanced payments for multiple benefit programs simultaneously has involved extensive planning and preparation. State agencies that administer complementary programs have been briefed on how these enhanced payments might affect other benefits. Banking regulators have been involved in ensuring system capacity and security. and consumer protection agencies have been prepared to address any issues that might arise during the implementation process. Are you wondering whether these enhanced payments will continue indefinitely, or if they're designed as temporary relief? The Sanders legislation establishes these $2,500 monthly enhancements as a permanent feature of the Social Security system, with built-in cost of living adjustments that will ensure the purchasing power of these payments keeps pace with inflation over time. This permanence provides the long-term financial security that many Social Security recipients have been seeking for decades. The legislative history of the Sanders bill reveals the extensive research and consultation that went into determining the $2,500 monthly enhancement amount. Economic studies, recipient surveys, cost of living analyses, and healthcare cost projections all contributed to establishing this payment level as the amount needed to provide meaningful financial relief while remaining fiscally sustainable for the long term. As we move toward the implementation of these enhanced payments, the most important thing for current Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA recipients to do is ensure that their direct deposit information is current and accurate with the appropriate agency. If you've recently changed banks, moved to a new address, or made any other changes that might affect how you receive your benefits, updating that information now will ensure you don't experience any delays in receiving your first $2,500 enhanced payment. If this video helped you understand how the Sanders Social Security Enhancement Act will impact your monthly income, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for ongoing updates as these enhanced payments roll out, and share this information with other Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA recipients who need to know about their upcoming $2,500 monthly boost. Your engagement helps us reach more people who depend on accurate information about their government benefits, and together we can ensure that everyone who's eligible receives the enhanced payments they're entitled to under this groundbreaking new law.